Hey guys, welcome to More Than a Game, where amazing coaches get to share their story of how they became the coach that they are today. I'm Skiip Davenport, and today we have SU's men's wrestling coach, Coach Maldonado, here today. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit how the season is going so far?
Man, we just finished the national qualifier. We had our first season here, and we qualified 2 for nationals. We took 7th overall out of 12 teams, and we're going on. 2 guys, our Olsen Deliska and Ethan Owen, are going on to wrestle at the national tournament in 2 weeks.
That is amazing. So where would this be taking place?
Topeka, Kansas.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So as we all know, a very fruitful tree once started from a seed. So can you tell us how your wrestling just became a part of your life?
Well, it started around 8th grade. My brother got into it from one of his best friends, and I was in 8th grade. He was a junior, I believe, or he was a junior. I was a 7th grader, and he started wrestling his junior year. I was like, whatever. I don't even want to do anything with it. Then 8th grade. I was still playing basketball, so I was on the middle school basketball team, and I had a coach that one of our PE coach was her son's wrestle, and my brother wrestled, and they kind of knew each other. So she's like, how about you just come out to the middle school tournament? So I came out to the middle school tournament. I won the middle school tournament, and then I figured out that I wasn't grown anymore. So I wasn't going to be 6 foot, so I probably didn't have a chance to play basketball anywhere. So I switched over to wrestling, and that was a wrap from there.
So what made wrestling just stick out to you the most?
For me, I mean, it develops, your love for something evolves over time, and for me, it was just the hard work, the discipline, the grind that, not a lot of people could say they did what I've been through with the sport.
So did you end up going to college for wrestling?
Yeah, so I wrestled in high school. I basically started wrestling my freshman year in high school. My sophomore year, I won the state title. It's my second year ever wrestling. Then my senior year, I repeated as the state champ. And then I went on to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
It's amazing, amazing. So starting wrestling at a later age, was that a disadvantage for you?
I don't know. I mean, at some point when you get maybe to the higher level where positions and just the natural feel of something, it might have affected me, but I don't think I would change it anyway, because you can only do something at a high level, at an intense high level like I was doing it at for so long, and I think coming in fresh as a freshman and it made me love the sport even more.
Awesome, awesome. So what has wrestling taught you as a person?
Man, it's discipline. Life is all about discipline. You got to have discipline, even in your faith, in your walk with God. You got to have discipline. It's just that was probably the most part, and nothing is given to you. I can't depend on someone else to help me get through anything. Wrestling, I found out that it was me, and I go out there on the mat, and it's the same thing in life. It's me. So I need to take care of myself, and go that way.
Awesome. Was there ever a time for your team or you personally where you saw that your season wasn't going too good? And what are some things that spoke to you in that moment, or some things that you speak important to your team?
Yeah, man, there's always a rough spot, even in the personal career, or just when I was coaching this team. There was a rough time around Christmas break. And, the guys came back, and they were a little bit out of shape when, I figured so weight was an issue and stuff like that. And we didn't wrestle so well. And we just told them, it's all right, man. It happens. We'll be wrestling good when it matters, and just keep grinding and keep getting better.
So what are some things you took from your coach in high school, and then some things that you still have with you today?
I took a lot. I was blessed enough to have my stepfather coach me in wrestling when I was in high school, and that was probably the best situation I could have been in, because he knew how to push the buttons, and he knew when to leave it alone, and I think that helped our relationship out, so I take a lot from him. He's a great mentor. He's a great leader. I found out that it's not just physical; it's a lot mental, and he loves the mental part of sports, and he's really good at that. And I just hard work wins.
Is there something that your father or stepfather, coach, told you that you tell your guys today?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. A lot. Just keep wrestling, keep grinding, and good things would happen.
Okay. So there's a saying, if you don't eventually hate something that you love doing every day, that you don't really love it. So was there ever a time where you hated wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if hate, because it's just for a moment. So you might say, I hate this thing. I hate, and our sport's a little different. There's an aspect that there's not a lot of other sports to have, and that's having to be disciplined with your weight. So there was nights when I probably haven't ate or drank in about a day and a half. Just little ice cubes. So those days were hard. And when you go out there and you just get beat up by somebody, for a week straight in practice, and it's not like you can sit the bench. It's not like you can, I'm going to take today, like, hey, it was, you get beat up for a long time, and, you could end up hating something, but, it was only for a moment, but every time you just, I found comfort in the Lord and the sport, and I just kept grinding.
Awesome. Can you explain cutting weight?
So it's cutting weight. They say it's a term, cutting weight, but it's more like just being at the right weight. The sport has evolved to where you want to be at the right weight where you wrestle the best. Sometimes it's sometimes you got to lose a little bit of weight. Sometimes and you got to make weight. So people don't know that water. You gain water weight. Like 16 ounces is a pound. So if you really can't drink that right before weigh-ins because you gain a pound. So sometimes you have to go to bed a little hungry or a little thirsty. So
I'll keep water weight in mind. Okay. Something I want to ask you. If wrestling was not a part of your life, where do you see yourself, or where do you think you would be right now?
And that's a hard, question. It's hard because I found a lot of what I needed in wrestling and what I needed in my coach and not even just coach, but teachers and stuff like that. But I found out what I needed, not only for me in in the wrestling world, but also in my spiritual life and my family life and all that. So, I right around that time, you're eighth grade going into high school, and you're probably not doing all the right things. You think you are, but you're not. And I think wrestling, better words, saved me and made me go pick a path that got me here today. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what I'll be.
How has your relationship with God impact not only you but your teammates?
You can't. It has a part of everything. It's been a part of what I've decided. I pray for wisdom every day. I'm trying to lead young men and get them better. And if I'm not in the Word or praying, it can take me away from what I need to do to lead them. So I pray for a lot of wisdom to lead them, and to just like little things like practice times, like, hey, how to deal with this situation, how to deal with that situation. And I think that's something that is helping me out, especially my first year coaching.
Awesome. I really love how you just have God really involved with not only you, but you use it to feed into your players themselves.
And I think that's a benefit of being able to coach at a place like SCU.
Amazing. So what would you tell someone that's thinking about wrestling, someone that's wrestling, or just any advice you would give someone as a wrestler?
Just keep grinding, man. It might be hard sometimes, but at the end, when you're done with it, you'll look back and you'll have you'll enjoy what you did, and you'll have something that no one can take away from you.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for being with me today and sharing your story. I'm sure whoever's watching this will get some kind of inspiration out of it.
Well, thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is More Than a Game, and just stay tuned for more videos. I'm Skiip Davenport.